Thank you. Have you ever thought about how much you know about your neighbors and how much your neighbors know about you? Well, today we're going to find out about these 5 good neighbors who live in Topanga, California. At first, I'd like you to meet the 2 ladies who have been chosen to compete in today's game, and they are Kathy Solomon and Iris Astley. And here are their neighbors, Chris Mitchell, Judy Veljovich. Was I close?
No, almost.
And Shirley Nelson. Nice to have all of you here. Thank you very much. Judy, is it Velkovich?
Veljovich.
Veljovich. Nice to have you again. Now, Kathy and Iris, delighted that you're here. Kathy, in a word, how would you describe your neighborhood parties?
Crazy.
They really wild? You're calming down. And Iris, how about the neighbors sitting behind you? What do you think?
Wild.
They're all wild?
Yeah, you bet.
All right, let's see how wild everybody is. Now, all 5 of you will win some exciting prizes today, and the player with the most money at the end of the game will win our fantastic grand prize. Now, Kathy and Iris, we're going to ask your neighbor some question about you, and all you have to do is figure out who they are talking about. And if either of you agree with the majority of your neighbor's answers, you'll win $25. All right, neighbors, here's your first question. Would Kathy or Iris be the last one you'd tell a secret to? Kathy or Iris be the last one you'd tell a secret to? We have the answers in, and let's start with you, Kathy. Who do you think they think it is?
The last one?
Yes.
You better get this right.
It would have to be Iris, because I always keep a secret.
You always keep a secret.
Sort of.
There she goes again.
Unless she's telling those neighbors behind us about him. It's probably Kathy.
You say it's Kathy?
Right.
Kathy, you say it's Iris. The neighbors say it is Kathy.
Yeah.
Iris, you are right. $25 to you. Okay, we'll be right back with Kathy and Iris and the good neighbors right after this message. Welcome back. And neighbors, here is your next question. At a party, do you think that Iris or Kathy would be the first to sit on someone's lap? Kathy or Iris to be the first to sit on someone's lap? May I see your cards? All right, let's go back to you, Iris. Who do you think they think it is?
It's Kathy.
Why do you say that?
Well, Kathy just really likes Maury. And anybody else, it's Kathy. I have to be reserved.
All right, you say it's Kathy. Kathy?
It would have to be me.
With anyone? Anyone?
Oh, not anyone.
Just Maury.
Just
And Maury, of course, is Iris's husband.
That's right, that's it.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
Okay, so we...
If I didn't know him better, I'd think they had a thing.
That's what you think. Anyway, you both say it is Kathy, and the neighbors say it's Iris. You both lose. Although...
You don't know me. You don't know me at all.
Wait a minute. Judy said it was Iris. Judy, why did you pick Iris?
Well, Iris is deaf. Well, I just think it was
Come
Iris
on,
because-
Judy. You don't know me at all.
Yes, I know you, and it's because I just think it's
Spit
her
it out.
because-
Why, Judy? I'm listening, even if they're not.
Because she's after every other husband. Now.
I see.
I got more than I can handle at home.
Interesting piece of information. I'm
Let
sure.
me see those cards. I don't believe
Here we go. Here's our next question. Neighbors, which one of these 2 ladies do you think should change the store she buys her clothes at? Should change the store she buys her clothes at. Is it Kathy or is it Iris? And Kathy, we go back to you now. Who do you think they think should change the store
We
she
all
buys
buy
her
our clothes at the same store. Well, oh, I know. Shirley never likes anything I wear. It would have to be me.
It would have to be
It would
you.
have to be me.
All
Yeah,
right.
it would
Iris?
have to be me.
Kathy doesn't shop at stores. She makes all her own stuff. You have to talk to your seamstress about your wardrobe. It must be me.
It must be you?
Yeah, because a few things she buys, well, she should have made her herself.
So, Iris, you're saying it's you.
Yeah,
And
right.
Kathy, you are saying?
I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
It has to be me. It has to be me.
You both think it's you. The neighbors say it is Iris. Iris, you win $25.
That's because pants.
Maury picked that
He
dress.
did, yeah, he brought it from Washington, D.C.
And we all wore pants.
But mind you, I was 3,000 miles away, and he spent money on a dress that he didn't even know I'd like.
Ah,
Yeah.
did Maury buy her jacket too?
No, he wouldn't buy pants. He let her wear the jacket, but no pants.
Here's our next question. Is Iris or Kathy most often seen peeking out of her window at the neighbors?
Oh, now we know this one. Oh, come on.
Okay, the
I don't
answers are
live by
in.
them.
Iris, what do you
Must be
think?
Kathy.
Why?
Because I don't live by the rest of them. They live on the other side of the tracks, and so I don't peek at my neighbors.
The wrong side of the tracks?
No, the other side.
Kathy, who do you think they think it is?
Well, it has to be Iris because I don't have any front windows.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have the same house.
Okay, you both think it is you. Let me tell you, the neighbors say it is Kathy. You're the winner. No, Iris is the winner. I'm sorry. Iris has won $50. Kathy hasn't won anything. And we'll be back to find out more about those windows and all the neighbors right after this message.
Today on The Neighbors, our runner-up consolation prizes include West Clock's new easy-to-read digital dial-like clock, compact design, accurate front set time and alarm from West Clock's at Tally Industries Company, and Duraflame fireplace logs. They light with one match and give you 3 full hours of flames in colors with California incense, cedar, moss, thistle, Regency, all floor sweeper quietly, quickly whisks up dirt and pan hair from any floor surface. The luxury floor sweeper from Bissell.
Welcome back to the neighbors and another peek at what really goes on in Topanga. Let me bring you up to date on the score. Iris, you've won $75. Kathy, you haven't won anything yet.
Yes, Kathy.
Now we have you facing your neighbors because now I'm going to repeat something about that one of them has told us about you. And if you can guess which of your neighbors actually said it, you'll win $100. But if they fool you, you won't win any money at all. Now, neighbors, it's up to you to try to convince these girls that you gave us the information.
I will.
Because if they choose you, you'll win $50. Okay, Iris, here's your first question. One of your good neighbors tells us that the one thing you can't resist is taking a dig at people.
Oh, definitely, but I don't know who that would be.
Well, let's find out.
It has to be Shirley.
Well, now wait a minute, Iris. Iris, let me explain.
I'm sorry.
Let Ben give you some hints as to why, okay?
Okay.
But you
I'm sorry.
admit that you like to take a dig.
That's right.
Chris, why did you tell us?
It's me. Iris wouldn't miss a chance to say anything about me or anyone. If she had the opportunity, she would just go ahead and say,
Has
oh,
she
yeah.
ever said anything about you?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Like
oh,
what?
yes.
What?
About everybody.
Oh.
Not everybody.
Well, one
Just my
person in
friends.
particular.
Well, now wait a minute. Are you through,
Oh,
Chris?
well, wait a minute. You can't say
Well,
that
you want
on
to tell
the
us
air.
what you said
What
about
she
you?
says about me?
Yeah.
Oh, she digs at me because I'm from the East Coast. That's
Uh-huh.
That's right.
Any reason at all goes.
No, because
She
I'm
wears
not
short pants.
from California.
I see.
I'm not a native.
Judy?
Iris, you know I said that about you. Because you know who I'm talking about.
Yes,
and you know what happened at that bridge thing. And,
Yes, I do.
What you saying, right?
But nobody knows but you and I.
Oh, no, that's not true. There were 3 tables of bridge there, and how many girls heard it?
She caught on.
All right, the bridge game. Shirley.
Well, Iris already said it was me.
That's right.
She tells me everything.
No, she was
Remember
the
what you-
nastiest of the rest of them.
We're not talking about me, Iris.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Remember, just yesterday you mentioned
Yes.
someone near you. And,
No.
Yes. I remember it very well, and it wasn't nice, Iris.
I don't say anything nice about anybody.
Really vicious, Shirley?
It was. She really is a nice person, but Iris.
Not according to Iris. Iris, you heard the 3 explanations as to why you like to take a dig at people. Now, was it Chris? Was it Judy? Was it Shirley who
It was
told
all
us
3 of them, but the first one was Shirley.
The first one was Shirley. Has Shirley $50 to you for being so convincing. Iris, you're wrong. It was Chris.
She's got the biggest mouth. That's why she said it first.
Okay, now
Eastern accent comes
Kathy, you're
over big.
$75 behind, but here's a chance for you to go ahead.
Come on.
One of your neighbors seems to feel that if your husband were to be given a medal, it would be for putting up with your groups. With your groups. Apparently they're the talk of the neighborhood. And Judy, why did you tell us that?
Well, because just recently she had couples bridge on Saturday, and Monday was women's bridge, and Tuesday night was the Bluebird meeting, and Wednesday morning was the women's bridge. And then when I came there the other day, and, well, her chili thing last night, Jim said, here we go again. And I said, well, it's fun. You
Where
know.
does he go when all of these groups are meeting? in
Jim
the house?
hides, you know, and then he comes out and welcomes
He
everybody.
joined in that, didn't
Poor
he? Did he
Jim.
not join?
Okay, let's hear from Shirley.
Yeah,
Let's hear from
he
Shirley
did.
now.
He turned in and
Jim
joined
played
us.
bridge
for
with
Jim.
us Monday night.
Sure.
No, that's right. Kathy, you came over and you said you were telling Jim all these things that you had to do, and he said, well, you did it again.
No, it was
Yes.
me.
All right, Chris.
I live the closest, and I see them going up the street and down the street. And I'm coming home, and poor Jim's coming up the street, and they're going out the back door. It was me. It really was. Who's going out the back door? The other groups are going out the back door.
All right. So, Kathy, who do you think told us that? Was it Chris? Was it Judy? Or was it Shirley?
Well, you know they're all nasty. Well, it has to be Judy.
Motor mouth.
Any reason why?
She said it, motor mouth.
Out of mouth. Judy, $50 to you for being so convincing. Kathy, you're right. It was $100 to you. Okay. Okay, now Kathy is forged ahead here. $100 to 75, Iris. You can go ahead now. It is the opinion of one of your good neighbors that if your husband had a parrot, he would teach it to say, forget Johnny Carson and come to bed.
Boys at bed by 8 o'clock.
Let's start with you, Shirley.
That's right. You would. He's told me that himself. And you've told me that yourself.
She
The
got
whole
it.
neighborhood knows it.
I don't like birds, and you know that, Shirley. I hate birds.
No, the question, if
Oh, it's Maury I'm talking about.
We're talking about
and Johnny
Maury.
Carson.
Maury would
It's
like you
the
to...
choice between Johnny Carson and Maury, right?
That's it.
That's it, okay.
You want to
And
make that
told
choice
me
right
not
now?
right now.
Okay. Chris?
It was me. I said it. I had to get back at her for going on and digging at me all the time.
Sure, East
And
Coast.
I think
About
that
what?
is what the parrot should say.
What do I do?
Because she's always going on. She would clean the cupboards at 2 o'clock instead of being with Maury.
I clean the drawers instead.
Instead of Maury. Judy.
They're wrong. You know it's me, Iris. Don't you remember at Joe's Gourmet Dinner when Maury asked me how my sex life was, and I said, great. And he said, well, I thought you stay up your night out like Iris. And I said, yeah, but I go to bed first and then get back with Johnny Carson. Right?
Iris.
I think I'm in trouble here.
I think you are, but who do you think told us that now? Was it Chris? Was it Judy? Or was it Shirley?
It must be Chris. Shirley goes to bed early.
Chris, $50 to you, again, for being so convincing. No, it wasn't Chris. It was Judy. Okay.
We were talking about
Kathy, you're still ahead, $100 to 75. One of your neighbors sitting over there seems to think that your greatest fantasy is to have a smaller bust. All right, that's a different kind of fantasy. Let's start with you, Chris.
Yeah, I would agree with that because it has to be me. The first thing that you ever hear from her
Is what?
She'd rather have a smaller bust. She said all these other problems that other people have, and her big problem is that. And she would rather not have that problem. And some girls would really love to have it.
How about you?
I'm in between.
Judy.
No, that was me, Kathy. Because you know I've always wanted that. But then, what happened at Edna's Bunko? There we were at the game table.
Oh, wait, let's hear this. Kathy, this is to your advantage. Kathy, it's to your advantage to hear what she has to say.
She couldn't reach the dime. But me, I could stretch all across the table. So for the first time in my life, I was glad I didn't have a bigger bust.
See, it does pay off. Shirley.
It was me. Remember, just the other day you were shopping for a top to wear for the show today, and you said none of these stores make them to fit the dimensions of the larger women. And you were going to have to make something for yourself. You stood right in my kitchen and told me this.
Yeah.
All right, Kathy, you heard the three explanations. Now, who do you think told us that about your fantasy about having a smaller bust? Was it
Well-
Chris? Was it Judy? Or was it Shirley?
It could be any of them.
Yeah.
It could be any of them. but Shirley and I probably talk about it the most, so it has to be Shirley.
All right, Shirley, $50 to you again for being so convincing. Kathy, it was Chris. It was Chris, Kathy. All right. Kathy is still ahead, $100 to 75 for Iris, and in a moment we'll be right back to find out how well our two players know each other as we continue with the neighbors.
Today on The Neighbors, our runner-up will receive it for a tremendous home-cooked pizza. It's Appian Way Pizza with a tasty crust and a tangy sauce. Appian Way Pizza, plain or with cheese. Next, extra thick, extra flavor chunky. 4 delicious different family-size bars. Great candy for the whole family in each chunky family-size bars. Plus, a serving tray and Johnson's Fill and Eat Ready Crust, waiting to become a pie. And heat in the pouch ice cream topping from Johnson's The Dessert People.
Now, ladies, we're going to find out how well you two know each other. These last 4 questions will determine the outcome of the game. Let me remind you, Kathy, you've won $100. Iris, you've won $75, but here's your opportunity to go ahead. And remember, too, there is a fantastic grand prize awaiting today's winner. Now, I'm going to repeat something about one of you that all 3 of your neighbors agree on. And as soon as you think you know who I'm talking about, I want you to buzz in. But be careful, because if you buzz in and you're wrong, your opponent will win the money, okay? So, for $50, it is the unanimous opinion of your 3 neighbors that you would call an unfamiliar telephone number you found in your husband's wallet. It's beginning to wonder if either of you cared. Kathy, I think you won it.
Now, it would have to be Iris because I've been married longer, and I wouldn't call the number.
You wouldn't call the number?
No.
But you know how she feels about Maury.
That's why she would call the number. She's worried and I'm not.
All right, so you say it is Iris. Let's see what the neighbors say. They say it's... Very good. This would be a wonderful time for you to get back in Maury's good graces by saying you would call the number.
Oh, no.
I give up, Maury. Okay, you're ahead. 150.
He would tell me about it.
Sure,
Actually.
you're sure
Right,
he would.
yes, that's right.
$150 to you, 75 to you, Iris. Second question is worth $100, so you can go ahead with the answer to this one. All of your neighbors agree that your husband would be the most apt to hide your nightgown. Iris thinks she knows the answer to
It's
that.
gotta be mine.
He would hide your nightgown?
Definitely.
Why do you think he'd do that?
Well, because he wouldn't buy them for me if, I just really can't explain that too well, but...
In your heart, you know he'd do that.
That's right. Besides, Kathy has nightmares if she doesn't sleep with one on. No.
Kathy never sleeps in the nude.
No, I know. We kidnapped breakfast her one time.
With my
We
old
took her to my
flannel
house
nightgown.
and tried to catch her. Yeah, we took her to our house
All
in a night flannel with a hole in it. I at least wear ones, sexy ones with holes in
Yeah,
it.
you punched your way right through that nightgown, didn't you?
Why,
Okay,
what?
Iris, you say it is you. The
Right.
neighbors say it is Kathy. You're wrong. Very good, Kathy. You've just picked up another $100. Iris, you're behind 250 to 75. Next question is worth... Iris, the next question is worth $200. You still have a chance to go ahead here. Your neighbors are all in complete agreement that you would be the first to suggest the neighborhood bachelor be invited to a party. Neighborhood bachelor be invited to a party.
It's Kathy.
It's Kathy?
It's Kathy.
She would do that?
She's the social director of the neighborhood.
I hope he never sees that nightgown. Okay, so you say it's Kathy. The neighbors say it is...
She and I agreed. Is that worth
Kathy,
anything?
no, it's not worth a dime around here. The neighbors make the decision. Kathy, you've won $450. Iris, you've won $75. Now, here's a chance for you to pick up $300, okay?
Right.
It is the unanimous opinion of all 3 of these neighbor ladies that if you both lived in a glass house, your house would draw the biggest crowd. Kathy, whose house would draw the biggest crowd if you lived under glass?
It would have to be mine because I have people in it all the time doing all kinds of... No, yes, I have more company than Iris does, and yes.
Yes, you say it's definitely Kathy.
Yeah.
The neighbors say it is absolutely right. $750. You're a big winner today. Terrific. Iris, you have won $75.
Thank you. I'll take it and stay on my side of the neighborhood.
Thanks, Iris, for being with us. You're a good sport. Wow, Kathy. You proved to us that you know your neighbors, and now I want to show you what your sensational grand prize is.
All right.
Are you ready? Here's Joe Sider to tell you all about it. Look over there.
Kathy, your neighbors have told us about something you really want, and here it is, a beautiful new living room set. It's a living room that spans Italian decorator fashions. This traditional design consists of tapestry, an 8-foot sofa upholstered in crewel-type tapestry with down pillow backs. There are 2 yellow silk moire chairs, and to complete your set, there are 4 cherry wood tables. That's your complete living room set. But wait, Kathy, here's a girl's best friend, diamonds. A high-fashion 18-karat yellow gold cocktail ring. The pink coral center gem is surrounded by diamonds on 2 sides and highlighted by malachite. A beautiful ring by Van Cleef & Arpels.
You think it's something sensational? Congratulations, Kathy. We'll be right back with all of the neighbors right after this message.
Today, all 3 of our good neighbors will receive the Sharp 13-inch color television, 100% solid state with advanced 1-gun Linetron color picture tube, including an automatic 1-button tuning system from Sharp Electronics.
Congratulations again, Kathy. And here's Jay Nelson with your diamond ring. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Come on in, ladies. Say hello to Kathy. Well, we had a lot of fun with our neighbors from Topanga today, and you better find out more about your neighbors because you never know when we'll be finding out about you. Till then, everybody, this is Regis Philbin saying goodbye for the neighbors. Bye-bye.
Some of our neighbors are chosen to the studio audience. For tickets, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the neighbors. The Burbank Studios, 4000 Warner Boulevard, Burbank, California, 91522.